The company Linxin 2 has recently started releasing more Plants vs. Zombies plushes to their newest set. As though they started releasing their newest Plants vs. Zombies plushie back at the end of July and early August, and while they haven't made any in a little while, but just a few days ago they released some more. But yeah, starting off with the oldest one out of these three, we have the Imp Pair. Now this plush was actually released around a month ago now, but I never made a video about it, mainly just because this was only released by itself, so there wasn't much of a reason to just make a video about one plush. As it would have just been a really short and useless video, so I've just waited until they release a couple of more, as it would make more sense to do a few at once. And well, for this plush, they actually did a really good job with it. Just like some of the other plushes in the set, it has a costume being a blue mustache. And while the mustache seems to be made out of a felt material, meaning that it could get bit and damaged, but it still looks really nice, and all the embroidery on the face also looks really good. The eyes also look pretty good, as well they have some stuffing in them just to give it a bit more detail, and the rest of the eyes are just embroidered on. They also have an outline around them just to give it a bit more detail. And while they did a good job with the shape of the Imp Pair, I think it should be a little wider, but besides that, they got the shape pretty well, and they also added some extra details on the top of the plush just to make it look slightly more accurate. The leaf also looks pretty good, as well they printed on some extra patterns to it just to give it a bit more detail, and well, I think it turned out really well. As well, the way that they cut the leaf and everything, it just made it into a really nice looking shape, and it looks really accurate, though it is made out of a felt material, meaning that it could get damaged. So yeah, overall, this is just a really nice looking plush, as all the details and everything just look really good, and I think that they did a great job with it. And well, if you want this plush, you can look on websites like eBay, Amazon, and AliExpress, as well it's available on all of those websites, and well, they sell for pretty cheap. Now, moving on to the newest Plants vs. Zombies plushes that were only released 2 days ago, starting off with the homing Thistle. Now, the most accurate part of the plush is definitely the embroidery on the face, as though they just did a really good job with it. As of all the details and everything basically look perfectly accurate, and I like how they added the dark green under the eyes as well, but just gives it a lot more detail and makes the eyes just look a lot better. I also think they did a really good job making the expression and everything, and the only really bad part about the face is that it's just a bit too big. So if they just made it a bit smaller and take up less space, I think it would have looked a lot better, but besides that, it's basically perfect. And well, for the rest of the plush, it looks pretty good. The spikes on it are made out of a felt material, meaning that they could get bent and damaged, and the pink part on the top of the head also looks pretty good. As it was nicely shaped and everything, and it also seems to be really nicely made, so it continues to stand up and it looks pretty good. Now, by far the worst part about this plush is definitely the leaf base, as it's just really lacking, as all it is just green pieces of felt material. And there should be a little piece on the bottom that's actually supposed to be the leaf base, and it's completely missing that, which is actually a big downside to it. As since it's missing that detail, it just makes this plush look a lot weirder, and honestly, if they just added that one extra detail, this plush would just be a lot better. But yeah, besides that one detail that they missed, basically every single part of the plush just looks really good, and they did a great job with it. And while currently you could only get this plush on eBay, but over the next couple weeks and months it will appear on other websites like Amazon and AliExpress. Now next up we have the Wax Guard. Now some people might not actually recognize this character, as it's exclusive to Plants vs. Zombies Chinese Edition. As on Plants vs. Zombies 2 Chinese Edition, this is an exclusive plant that's never been in any other Plants vs. Zombies game. But yeah, overall, it looks pretty good, as the embroidery on the face actually looks really nice. As the eyes and everything just look really good, and they did a really good job of it, and just like other plushes in the set, it also has a costume. As I was wearing this red thing around the head, that also has some extra details to the front of it, which all seems to be made out of a felt material, meaning that it could get damaged. And well, it also does look pretty good, and I'm also assuming that there's probably a mouth under the red part of the plush, as well, if it didn't have a mouth, it would end up making the plush look a lot weirder missing the mouth, so I'm pretty sure there's probably one under there. But yeah, for the rest of the plush, it's pretty simplistic, as well, the shape of it's pretty simple, so they did a really good job of it and stuffing it and everything. And well, there's also some extra detail on the top of the head, which is made out of a felt material, meaning that it could get bent and damaged, and just like the leaf on the Imp Pair, is actually some printed on detail. Which I'm really glad that they started doing this printed on thing, as it just makes it look a lot better than just being made out of a normal piece of felt material. But yeah, overall, just like the homing Thistle, this plush looks really good, and I would definitely recommend getting it, but currently it's only on eBay, but over the next coming weeks and months, it should appear on other websites. But yeah, those were the 3 newest plushes in this set. I hope that they continue to make more in this set, as though the set has been one of the best ones that Linxin 2 has ever made. As though there's just so many unique characters and everything, and all the plushes just look really good, so I'm glad that they continue adding to the set. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like and subscribe, and comment down below which of these 3 plushes are your favorite, and yeah, have a great day.